Good morning, everyone. Today's Friday morning. The Shabbos Yitro, Parashat Yitro. I will not give a sicha on this week's parsha, but as we know, this Shabbos, Hashem told Am Yisrael that we are a Mamlechet Kohanim and Goy Kadosh, kingdom of priests and the holy nation. And we also received the 10 commandments from Hashem, and we promise Hashem, Am Yisrael promised Hashem to do what He asked us to do. But I want to speak about something that is bothering me for some time, a question I don't really understand in Am Yisrael. In simple words, I can call it ignorance towards other groups in the Judaism. I'm not talking about chilonim, datiim, like non-observant and observant Jews. I'm talking about the ignorance and among Yudim Datiim, observant Jews, who observe the commands and mitzvahs that we receive from Hashem. We all know that it said we have Shivim Panim Shel Torah, 70 faces of Torah. In other words, 70 different ways to approach Torah, to approach Judaism, Yiddishkeit, in the Orthodox observant way. I'm not talking about Reform and Conservative, but in observant Judaism. Of course, we have differences between different groups, like if you look like between Ashkenazim, Sfardim, Temanim, we have differences. But what really hurts me, and I try to understand, especially among Ashkenazi Jews or Ashkenazi groups, an ignorance to learn from other groups. Mainly in the Hasidic world. I heard a sicha from a Rav that was built up on a question he received from someone that as a chassid of a specific Rebbe, can you go to another Rebbe for a bracha? Or to go to a tish, to shiur, to something in a different Hasidic group to get inspired. And this Rav said, no, you can't. Because if you go to different Hasidus, to different Rebbe, to get inspired, to get the bracha, meaning that your Rebbe is not Achi Kadosh Ba'olam Hazeh. It's not the most holy thing in this world. Because if your Rebbe is the most holy thing in this world, all the inspiration you needed come from your Rebbe, and the Torah teaches you. And only the Torah that your Rebbe teaches you, that's the true Torah. And it really saddened me to hear such a thing. Mamish. Because if you're a strong person, you've got a strong personality, you can still have your direction in life, you can have your Rebbe, your Hasidus, but you can still get inspiration from other Hasidus, from other Rebbes, from other Rabbanim. I got my hashkafa. And I feel very strong in my own Hasidus. And I know where my source of inspiration mainly comes from. And that's Hasidut from the Alter Rebbe. The Lubavitcher Shita of thinking. The way of looking at Am Yisrael, Jewishness, etc. But for me to function in this world, in this Jewish world, I have to see a broader picture. I have to bring in teachings from other sources as well. For example, Reb Nachman teaches us the importance of mitzvah gedola lios besimcha tamid. And also for Hasidut Breslev, we always heard here. בכל מקום שיהודי נמצא איתו השם יתברך. You're never alone. Even though we know that because Hashem is everywhere. But we have to think that always בכל מקום שיהודי נמצא איתו השם יתברך. But many people don't really understand this. It's mostly like me and my shita, my Hasidus, and that's the only way to go. If you don't agree with me, you're against me. Or I don't need to learn something else because this is my life. I don't have to know what other big Rabbanim things or the Paskin or what they say because it's not part of my life. Or was that the intention when Hashem gave the Torah to Am Yisrael? I don't think so. When some Jews don't know who like Rav Orbach was, or they're calling Rav Kook by very not nice names, they cover the Torah. If that's like one of the ways of Torah, that's very bad. Because as I say, Amechal belev echad. You don't have to agree, but you have to lechabed Torah. There's also one way of Torah. There's a sheet of Torah. And the neshama of Rav Kook, like other rabbis as well, like is It's part of Elokut. It's part of HaShem. So you don't have to agree, but you have to respect. And you have to understand. And to feel a part of Am Yisrael, like if you want Am Yisrael to be Am Echad, Belev Echad, we have to understand and approach the different ways of Torah as well, and not only your way of Torah. Like, this is my shita, this is what I believe in, I don't care about any other things, it's not important for me, I don't want to know it, because Chas v'Sholom, in your eyes, not my eyes, I can get inspired. And we have to get inspired. We have to strive forward. And we have to make our nation a stronger nation. And to make our nation a stronger nation, we have to accept and respect the Shivim Panim Shel Torah. Because it comes from HaShem. It's not man-made. From HaShem. The teaching of Emunah and Musar, the Ramchal and Maral Prague, etc., Rabbi Destra, etc., Rabbi Salanter, mention many. It's building up the person. You can't build up your own personality only from your rabbi or your rebbe. You have to have an inner feeling also. You have to build up yourself. Because if you don't have a strong foundation yourself, you can fall. Because the Ramchal and the Maral, Yirat Shamayim, and their approach to Torah is emistic like any other approach to Torah. And if you can learn from that, it doesn't mean that your own hashkafa, your own Hasidus, wherever you are, is not important. Because everything comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When Moshe Rabbeinu received the Torah from Mount Sinai, Har Sinai, that's where everything comes from. To say I don't have to study this or not that, because that's not what my Rebbe is teaching me, or my Hasidus is teaching me, does that mean that you don't have to study it? Or you can be ignorant and say like, it's not important for me because I don't need it. But you need to know who you are. And you have to find your own foundation. And to say that the Saz Emes, or the Chafetz Chaim, or anyone else is not important for you. It's a Chilul Hashem. Or if you don't know who they are, like Rabbi Orbach or other like big Rabbanim who's in our like generation or previous generation, is Chilul Hashem. And that's a danger for Am Yisrael. That's mamish a danger. So I'm blessing all of you, first of all with a great Shabbos, enjoy Shabbos Yitro, and also stop being ignorant. Build your own foundation, even if you have a specific hashkafa, but don't forget that you can never learn too much, and to build up your inner self is a life mission. I wish you all well. Good Shabbos.